All right. Well, let's head on down to the feature match area because it looks like our players are just about ready. We're going to be watching Yawgmoth versus Amulet Titan. We have our Jeff Hicks playing the Amulet Titan deck. He finished great in the Swiss and now is in the top 4. His finishes on the Apex Gaming Invitational Series include 8 top 8s with a conversion rate of 72.7%, 8 out of 11.
Yeah.
All right. See, my math's not that bad. So I earlier said he was a self-proclaimed Amulet Chad, but I have recently been informed by my director that the director chose the title Amulet Chad. So I gotta take away my dig on Jeff from earlier. So yeah, shout out to Jeff. Great job so far. 2 more matches to see if he can be crowned the Season 2 Invitational Champion. Both players are ready, so we're going to be starting the match any moment now. This is untimed. This is best of 3. The finals will be best of 5. A nice handshake gesture, and we're off to the races. Turn 1 Ignoble Hierarch passes to Jeff. Saga. Counter on it. This usually means amulets. And I'm skilled.
There it is.
I'm skilled. What's going to happen?
So a very easy path to a turn 3 kill here for Jeff Hicks. So pressure on Jesse Liu to find an explosive start to match, or potentially find some these Besagus to disrupt what Hicks is doing. I see 2 copies of Besaju in Jesse Liu's main deck.
All right, we fetch Overgrown Tomb. I saw a couple of creatures hanging out. I'm curious how Jesse's going to sequence. I know that there's some cool tricks with Wall of Roots and Court of Calling that we can do. That plus we can go maybe a 1-drop and then cord for 2 or 1. But instead, maybe we're just going to play some 2-drops and then try to combo kill next turn. Strangleroot Geysir is pretty good. Next turn we can maybe cord for Yawgmoth and go crazy. But with Amulet of Vigor, if Jeff Hicks has an explosive turn 2, we could see another turn 2 kill.
We really could. And that's something that the Yawgmoth deck really can't match.
Now, we don't have to attack, right? Attack for 0, or no attack means we can actually cord for 0 and go get a Dried Arbor.
Yeah. But,
choosing to attack for 3.
Jesse Liu decides that's not something they are interested in. Trying to get a look at Hicks's hand. It's so tough with all alternate art cards, but that is a second amulet, so that's pretty good. And there's the garden, so we could see quad amulet next turn.
Yeah.
You could see, go to chapter 3, activate the gardens to copy, let chapter 3 resolve, find a 4th copy, and then every single bounce land produces 8 mana. Is that a lot?
Seems like quite a bit. I'm not a math genius, but you are. And I think, Ross, is that a lot? Let me ask you.
Hold on. I'm working it out.
You only have 10 fingers, and if you have 8 of them for 1 land, you can't even do 2 more lands.
Gonna have to start counting on the toes.
Well, thank God for toes.
Yeah.
All right. Jesse Liu has the ability to Court of Calling for 4 here. Can go get Yawgmoth. We're going to go cast Yawgmoth. Okay, so we have the Strangleroot, guys. Can we find the kill this turn with Court of Calling and Eldritch Evolution? So, this could be an upkeep kill. Can we do an upkeep kill? Is that possible? I guess you need 1 more Undying Creature, and then you need to find another cord or something? And then you can cord for Blood Artist? I don't know.
What? Oh, they do pass the turn.
Well, all I know is that Jeff X is dead next turn unless he kills or clears the board here. So we'll see exactly what he can put together. I doubt Jesse can win in this half a turn. Might be able to use the Yawgmoth to kill a Primeval Titan thanks to Dried Arbor Fetch and Court of Calling. I'm going to go get Expedition Map. This maybe going to allow for a bounce land. Maybe he's going to find a money land after a bounce land from hand with all that extra mana.
Maybe doesn't have the bounce land.
Oh, okay. So we're just going to copy? No, we're cracking. Yeah. Now can go find a bounce land.
Yeah, so this is not the quad amulet turn. We're going to have to make do with 2 amulets.
I think we can do okay with 2 amulets, bro. Okay, especially if we have a Zusa or a Dryad of Elysian Grove in hand.
Yeah, Dryad leaves you 1 short, unless you also have a Grazer. Because it's only 1 extra land drop, and you float 1 and then make... oh, no.
That's with only 1 amulet, right? I
No,
think
no,
with 2
with-
amulets, it's plenty.
Because you get 4 from each land.
Oh, you're right. It's only
You
5.
get 2 lands and it costs 3.
Okay, so land draw for the turn
So
is
Azusa would be enough.
we float 4 mana, right? So we have 4 floating. Let's see what the play is for Hicks. Arboreal
Okay.
Grazer is more mana. That's 3 up to 7.
Unbeatable Grazer.
It looks pretty unbeatable right now.
I see a bunch of lands. There's a Sunhome. The Sunhome in hand is actually quite awkward.
Well, that means that we probably can't combo kill this turn, right? Maybe we have to
Probably
have.
not.
Maybe we have to do all 4 Titans and give all 4 of them haste somehow. Maybe there's a way to do it like that.
It's probably more of a Titan into Dryad with some more land drops kind of kill.
Okay.
The Titans find Valakutes.
So we have 7 floating right now. Let's see if Jeff has the Titan. He does. Let's see if we can find a kill here. I don't think we have enough to play 4 Titans and give them haste. I don't think that that's possible. But yeah. I've been surprised before.
So should be 1 mana in the pool for Hicks.
I guess we could maybe go Mycosynth Gardens, bounce land. You float some. Use the Mycosynth to copy, play a Zusa or another Arboreal Grazer. There's a lot of combinations of things. I don't know if Jeff has any of them. This might just be a pretty soft turn, even though it seems like you could go bananas.
And if it is a soft turn, Jesse Lou is going to have the kill next turn because we have the ability to cord for 2 on the end step. That can find a Blood Artist, and then the Eldritch Evolution will find another Undying creature to set up the full kill.
All right, here we go. We got Valakut and Simic Growth Chamber number 2. We're going to float 6. We can play another Primeval Titan. We still have to bounce a land. I think we have 7 floating, actually, because we had 7 and we spent 6. So then we made 6 more. We get Summoner's Pact. So I think we're going to be able to Titan again with 1 floating. But we're still not gaining mana when we're casting the Titans. They're kind of breaking even a little. I guess we're gaining a little bit if we go get 2 bounce lands. But...
yeah, 2 bounce lands would be +2. Even a bounce land and any regular land is even.
Yeah, that's what we saw with the Valakut just now. Interesting he chose to get the Valakut. What do you think that means? Do you think he has Dryad in hand and is just trying to figure out if he can find a kill? Because I feel like just losing that mana, by getting the Valakut is just a little weird.
So here we're getting looks like Boris Garrison and Slayer Stronghold.
Okay.
So now we're going to give them both haste.
Both haste. Cool.
So this is 16, and we should be able to set it up so that we have enough mana post-combat to transmute plus pact for a Dryad, play the Dryad, and then deal the last points of damage with 1 more land draw.
You know when they banned Summer Bloom like 7 years ago or 8 years ago or whatever? I really think they should have banned Amulet. It is disgusting. I've never seen Summer Bloom be good without Amulet, but I've seen Amulet be kind of crazy without Summer Bloom.
I guess in order to do that, we actually need to find 3 bounce lands and...
All right, so we're recording for Hapatra. That's going to allow for a sweep. We have to pay a bunch of life, but every time that we sack a creature, we have to pay 12 life, but we get to kill both Titans and draw 12 cards. Hapatra is so juicy when you start to pair it with the Yawgmoth in situations where you have to sweep the board. Every time you put a counter on something, you get a snake. You sack the snake, you get a counter. Counter makes a snake.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking, yeah. All right, so Jesse Lou and Firm in the firm lead here. Let's see if that is the sequence that's going to happen. I'm somewhat confident that's how it works, right? Sack a thing minus get a token.
Yeah.
All right.
Whenever you put 1 or more -1/+1 counters on a creature, you get a 1/1 snake with Death Touch.
All right, so let's just shortcut this, please. Let's do it 5 more times. Okay, I don't think they're going to shortcut.
Nope, but this is a great setup from Jesse Lou. Wasn't able to set up the full combo, but had just enough to be able to cord for Hapatra and that means there's no chance for Jeff Hicks to go off unless he was able to present more power than Jesse Lou had life.
Yeah.
Or actually more toughness.
All right. Well, one Titan down. Now these do have haste, so he is going to have to spend 6 more life to kill the other Titan, but he was already willing to do that with the Yawgmoth combo. Pretty common. All right, I'm going to go get a baseball bat, and I'm going to start tapping on the table and be like, hey, yo, speed it up. we have this thing in Magic. We call them shortcuts.
Don't worry. They're taking game actions. We're almost done.
Yeah, look, if we were on Arena, look, the rope would be not moving because we're making game actions, but I am fuming because we're taking too long to make the game actions.
This is pretty quick, all things considered.
Fine, I'll stop whining.
Both Titans are dead. And we already know Lou has the Eldritch Evolution in hand. We just need to find a Blood Artist, and we'll be fine.
All right, back Lou's way. Can't imagine anything other than a victory.
There
Finds the
is
Blood
just
Artist.
the Blood Artist.
Well, I feel like that'll do it.
That'll do, pig. And wow, yeah, 2 explosive draws from both sides, but Jesse Lou having the draw that can also interact.
Yeah, the Hepatra there, you know, we were talking earlier about the merits of Hepatra. I've seen it in most of the lists with Yawgmoth, but I've never really seen it do that. You know, I know that that's what it's there for. In the back of my brain, I've read it. I was like, oh, okay, this works with Yawgmoth to do the thing. But, like, how often do you do that? Most of the time, you just target your own stuff when you're doing Yawgmoth chains, and you just create those infinite things. But sometimes you have to sweep, and sometimes you don't have, you know, the life to kill your opponent, or you don't have the Blood Artist. It's a very expansive combo.
Yeah, and that's, you know, part of mastering decks like these niche engine decks is knowing how to use every part of the Buffalo. And Jesse Lou demonstrating complete mastery over their deck of choice. And that takes game 1 here over Jeffrey Hicks. Now 1 game away from our Apex Gaming Season 2 Invitational Finals.
Yeah, impressive stuff there. Beating that crazy double Amulet Titan draw. You know, that was turn 3 from Jeff Hicks' side of things. He was about to combo kill on turn 3 in a spot that looked like he was very far ahead and or winning that turn. And, you know, that surprise Patra off the Court of Calling was the perfect answer for 2 Primeval Titans. And I think, you know, Jeff played that great. And, or, you know, both players played that great. And just the Hepatra plus Yawgmoth was just too much to handle.
Yep. Now, looking at the sideboards, first for Jesse Lou, we've got 1 Shield of the Apocalypse, 2 copies of Endurance to complement 2 in the main, 1 Scavenging Ooze, 1 Haywire Might, 1 Crime Punishment, 3 Thoughtseize, 3 Force of Vigor, 1 Go for the Throat, 1 Fatal Push, and 1 Veil of Summer. I think I like the disenchant effects, Haywire Might and Force of Vigor, because they can stop Amulet, they can stop Dryad, and they can stop Saga.
Yep.
So 3 heavy hitters there. The 1 Go for the Throat hits Azusa, it hits Dryad, and it hits Titan. I think that's enough to bring in 1 copy. Gotta like the Thoughtseizes here in this matchup. And then obviously, you know, you have 3 Force of Vigor and the Haywire Might. That's 8 cards to bring in. Maybe that's a little too many. Maybe you don't want as many Force of Vigors or something.
Hear me out. Crime and Punishment.
You want to just punishment all these amulets?
I mean, it hits Saga too. It's one of those old school, I'll destroy artifact, creature, or enchantment.
Yeah, the pre-Planeswalker templating.
Yeah.
That one's usually there for Amulet. I
thought it was there for Saga.
Or not. It's for it's. I meant
Oh,
to say Hammer.
sorry.
I don't know why I said Amulet. We're playing against him.
1-mana artifacts.
Yeah, it's usually there for Hammer. But yeah, I could see it. I'm not a big fan of it being sorcery speed. It's my big issue. All the other things
Turn
you
on
can get
Amulet.
at
All right,
instant
Crime and
speed.
Punishment.
Yeah. But
It leads with turn 1 Urza Saga Amulet every game.
True,
every
true.
game. From my experience, just the addition of Urza Saga has just increased the consistency of the deck like tenfold. And the games where they go turn 1 Saga Amulet, I don't think many decks can compete. You know?
Yeah. Now, on Jeff Hicks' side, sideboard has 1 Tyrannax Rex, 1 Thrawn Breaker of Silence, 2 Tireless Tracker, 3 Endurance, 3 Force of Vigor, 3 Dismember, 1 Visager Who Endures, and 1 Cavern of Souls, both of which complementing 2 copies in the main deck. Gotta like the Dismembers. You can hit an early mana creature to make them stumble. You can kill a Yawgmoth. So Dismember seems excellent. Not a big fan of much else. The Tyrannax Rex is interesting because this Yawgmoth deck is often chump blocking, and the Tyrannax Rex, you can chump it maybe once.
Okay.
You can't. Eventually, you're just gonna get poisoned out. So maybe that's something you want, especially once you have Dismember to stop their combo. But probably just better to have your Cultivator Colossus.
No, that's fair. All right. Well, both players here about ready to start game number 2. Jesse Liu took game number 1 off Jeff Hicks. That Yawgmoth draw was very, very good. Featuring the Hipatra combo, allowed Jesse to sweep the creatures and the leg. See if he can do it for game number 2 and punch his ticket to the finals. Shuffle, 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 shuffle.
Now,
Hey, at least they're not power shuffling.
Yeah. Importantly, Jeff Hicks on the play here. Like you said, previewing the match of the die roll, definitely very important. And Jesse Liu, by virtue of being 7-1 in the Swiss, gets to take the die roll, or gets to take the play in game 1. Hicks now on the play here. We'll see if anybody can break serve, or if it's just going to be the person on the play steamrolling for 3 games.
All right. About to take a look at opening hands. Now, one thing I want to note about the Pro Tour last weekend that I thought was great is that they ran about 30 minutes behind the whole weekend until the top 8, and they were able to essentially cut out all of the shuffling, and I thought that was awesome because watching shuffling is boring.
We do not have that kind of budget here.
No, but maybe in the future, if a bunch of other stores join the Apex Gaming series, could have a bigger budgets, cut out all the shuffling.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see, Todd. We'll see.
Okay. While we're waiting on these players to finish their mulligans, I want y'all to check out apexgaming.gg for all your shopping needs. Apex Gaming is a great store here in Ohio. They have tons of singles. They have a bunch of Ultimate Guard swag and stuff now. You can get all that on apexgaming.gg, as well as check out the leaderboard and find out more information about future tournaments, and whenever we have season 3 information, we'll have that there too.
Jeff Hicks says, started with an Amulet again on turn 1, but no Urza Saga to go along with it, just a Forest.
All right. Noble Hierarch from Jesse Liu. Is that another Amulet? Just double Amulet every single game we watch and play?
Jesse Liu, great choice of Forest there. I own about 25
Mirage?
of those. Yeah, that's a Mirage Forest with a little waterfall in the background.
Doesn't it ever impress you that I just know like every set, every land, every art, whatever? Does that do anything for you?
Nope.
Damn.
There is a Mike's in the Gardens and 2 more amulets. So this is definitely a quad amulet if Hicks wants it.
All right. Well, 1 bounce line next turn is going to allow Jeff Hicks to go ballistic. We'll see what the play is for Jesse Liu. Maybe he's got the answer. Force of Vigor could be pretty good.
This would be a good spot for punishment.
Yeah. I told you.
Well, you got the 3 mana. X equals 1. Okay, I lose my ignoble.
Yeah, but you get 3 amulets, and the Mycosynth Garden gets essentially shut down.
Yeah.
Imagine if the Mycosynth Garden had been Urza Saga, and you get to grab the punishment. All right.
Just the look on Jesse Liu's face makes me think that we are not going to see that.
No, but I do think we're going to see a upkeep Force of Vigor and kill 2 of them.
That's a Force of Vigor. Wall of Roots immediately makes mana so we can cast the Strangle-Root Geist. Get in for 3.
Okay, I want you to know something, and I'm going to yell it at the top of my lungs in just a moment. I want you to know. I'm sorry in advance.
Right. Notably, Dryad Arbor is a green.
Damn it! You ruined it!
Yeah.
Dryad Arbor's green! It's the little card Dryad Arbor's green!
Now, man, the 3 amulets and the garden even make this Force of Vigor. I mean, you got to do it. There's no thought about this.
Yeah, you might want to wait until they target with Mycosynth Gardens, but they might not have to.
Yeah.
Now they kind of have to. But this still shuts off a potential Titan this turn, even with a Mycosynth copy.
I would garden, if you're going to gardens anyway, I would do it in response,
Yeah.
targeting one of the ones that they've already targeted.
Yep, that way a second Force doesn't get you.
I mean, a second Force still would, but,
Oh, yeah.
in case they had, there's nothing I think they could have, but in case they had like a Nature's Claim,
Okay. All right, draw step for Jeff Hicks. 2 amulets in play still, even after the Force of Vigor. That's so impressive because that just is, you know, robustness in the face of interaction.
So I see another forest in Hicks' hand. I also see an arboreal grazer. So yeah, nothing going here despite the 2 amulets. And
Chose
Lou
not
has
even
a
to
pretty
play the
strong
forest.
hand here. Got Cord off the top and has a Yawgmoth already rolled up. So yeah, use the Wall of Roots. We can go for the Yawg.
Could you explain why the forest was not played from Hicks there? Can you think of why?
Yeah, not really sure.
I'm just curious. I know there's lots of weird sequencing for holding lands, and I'm just not that versed in the Amulet Titan deck. All right, here's Yawgmoth.
So currently we can pass the turn and Cord for 2. So we can once again get Hipatra.
Yeah, so we're
And stop
clear.
anything. So it looks like this game is going to be very similar to game 1. Jesse Lou with 2 explosive draws, having the Yawgmoth Hipatra engine to stop what Hicks is doing.
Yeah, but now instead of Hipatra, you don't have to do that. You just go get another String Root Geist, and then you just chain back and forth and draw a bunch of cards, find a way to get the Blood Artist, and that should be all she wrote, unless Jeff Hicks has a handful of Dismembers. Still holding on to that
I
forest.
assume with nothing going on for Hicks, I assume this is just finding another undying creature.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
Ah, Crime Punishment. There it was.
they brought it in. Okay, yep, gets another String Root Geist. Now we have built our own Yawgmoth's Bargain.
Mm-hmm. But we still get our draw step. How broken is that?
Yeah, way too good.
Yawgmoth's Bargain. Let's unban that one in Modern. Oh, wait, in Legacy.
So
All right,
We'll
so
just draw
Jesse's going to
cards
do all this
immediately.
during the end step. I don't know if there's too much of a difference between waiting on draw step or not, but we're just going to do it now. At the end of this chain, there's a String Root Geist with no counters and a String Root Geist with counters, so that's why you're not
Yeah.
seeing any counters bounce.
technically the counter is moving back and forth, but it doesn't really change the game state, so they're just shortcutting.
All right, and with Hicks, no Dismember in response to the Cord on the Yawgmoth. You have to imagine the game's just over here.
I'm not seeing a lot of good cards drawn.
Well, we still got 7 more looks and a
Yeah.
draw step, 8 more looks.
And a Nurtured Peatland.
Yeah, I mean, it's infinite. Well, not technically infinite. All right, untap.
Okay, I think we found it.
Yep. So we got Cord for 2. Go get Blood Artist. GG.
Probably just want to Thoughtseize first.
Oh, yeah. Make
Just to be
sure.
extra safe.
Yeah. And if there's any response, you can Cord in response and kill them.
Exactly. I think Jesse Lou is punching their ticket to the finals.
All right, we got
Yeah.
Titan, Blocks Diamond, Forest, 3 Titans, so no bounce land. Jeff Hicks just stunned here.
Jeff Hicks doing a very good job of drawing his namesake cards. Lots of amulets, lots of titans, but you do need one of those bounce lands to go along with them. The secret member of the combo, the bounce land.
All right, well, that's all she wrote here. Jeff gonna go ahead and Cord Calling probably, or Eldritch Evolution or something similar.
Didn't have the bounce land in game 1 either. Had to go for a map and stymie his resources in order to get the bounce land in game 1. So the same issue in both games. You know, Lou with 2 very similar draws, and those games are kind of mirror images of each other.
All right, well, we have our first finalist with Lou on the Golgari Yawgmoth deck, putting up a great result.